Today on Steelers Talk, I am updating my record prediction for the Pittsburgh Steelers as we approach the bye week here in Week 9 and after a 6-2 start for the Black and Gold here in the 2024 campaign. Before we get into it today, if you guys want to give me a follow on X for daily Steelers updates, the latest trade rumors, film study, all this stuff that I put up on my X. If you want more content from me pertaining to this football team, you can give me a follow at Jack_Sperry. Then also we have a brand new Steelers Talk Instagram page where we put out short form content on there just about every single day. So you guys can check that out as well at SteelersCS if you're on Instagram. So before we get into my updated record prediction here, let's talk about the results so far. Okay, and obviously it's been a little bit of a pattern here. You start the year off with 3 straight wins with Justin Fields. Then you have 2 straight losses with Justin Fields. Then you win that Week 6 game against the Raiders, putting up over 30 points. Then you make the switch to Russell Wilson, and you win 2 straight games against the New York teams at home on prime times, and you're currently sitting at 6-2. And what we said about this portion of the season heading into the year, guys, is that you wanted to go into the bye feeling good about your chances to make the playoffs, because as we're going to go over here, it's going to be a gauntlet in the second half of the season, okay? So the fact that they're sitting at 6-2 heading into the bye week is definitely a good thing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They did exactly what they needed to do to set themselves up for a playoff push here in the second half. So without further ado here, let's get into my updated record prediction, starting with Week 10 against the Washington Commanders on the road. Tough task, tough test here. I'm going to have them win. Mike Tomlin is excellent off of a bye. Another great sign of an excellent head coach is how good they are off a bye. Mike Tomlin is excellent. The Washington Commanders have a very good football team, but they don't have the best defense in the world. And, I think that they don't have the best pass protection in the world on the offensive line. I think TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, they do a really good job getting the Jaden Daniels in this football game. And although I think it'll probably be close and it will be a tough game going into Washington there in Landover, Maryland to take the win, I do think Russell Wilson pulls off the win in the fourth quarter. Then in Week 11 against the Ravens, give me another win to get us to 8-2. Steelers get their revenge on Deontay Johnson in his second game, or maybe this will be his third game in a Ravens uniform at this point. But his first game in a Ravens uniform playing against his former team in the Pittsburgh Steelers. I just think that the Steelers take the Ravens' lunch money every year, even with guys like Kenny Pickett in the past. And I think Russell Wilson and the Steelers team is the best iteration of this Steelers team that we've seen in a while. So I just think that the Steelers know how to take care of business. They do a really good job defensively against Lamar Jackson. And I think the Steelers come out on top at home in Week 11. However, in Week 12, you got a short week against a Cleveland Browns team, which looks a lot better with Jameis Winston under center. Okay, and these games are always going to be physical. They're always going to be tough, and I don't love the fact that you're playing a really tough Ravens team. It's going to be a physical matchup, and then you have to play another division rival on a short week on primetime. That one kind of seems like a loss to me right now. So we'll give the Steelers the first loss here on my updated record prediction. Then we get to Week 13. I'm going to have them take another loss here to go to 8-4 on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Bengals aren't the best team in the world. They really don't have the best defense in the world, but I think Joe Burrow is a really, really good quarterback. They still, you look at their offensive numbers, they're still doing a really good job this season. Could the Steelers potentially get this win? I certainly think they'll be in the running here. I think it's going to be a close game on the road. But give me the Bengals to win this one in Week 13. But then you play the Browns again in Week 14. I think you get the win at home. I think you split against the Browns. I don't think the Browns are a good enough football team to sweep the Steelers this year or anything like that. So I think the Steelers get back in the win column in Week 14. Now coming up here, we got the final stretch of 4 games to potentially win the AFC North here in Pittsburgh. But before we get into all that and I reveal what I think is going to happen here down the stretch here in Pittsburgh, go ahead right now and check out our friends at Game Time, which is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for the sports, music, comedy, and theater in your area. And guys, we all know that experiencing a football game live, especially if it's a Pitt Panther or Pittsburgh Steelers game at Acrisure Stadium, it's just nothing like it, man. The Pitt Panthers are playing great football right now. They're still undefeated. And then you got the Pittsburgh Steelers that are playing great football as well. And we know how crazy Acrisure gets on Steelers game day. So if you want to go see more of those games this year live, go ahead right now and download the free Game Time app and use Game Time picks to filter out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. All you have to do to use Game Time picks is download the free Game Time app, Find an event you want to go see, select the Game Time Picks button at the top of the screen to filter out every single one of their tickets for that event to find the best tickets at the best prices with the best seats for the best deals for you and your family. What I love about using the Game Time app is you get the lowest price guarantee on any ticket to any event. Also, you get transparent all-in pricing right up front so you don't get slapped with a crazy fee when you're checking out. Then also you get flash deals so you can get even cheaper tickets the closer you wait to game time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. So after getting a win against the Browns in Week 14, I'm going to have the Steelers lose their third game in 4 weeks on the road in Philly. Now, here's the thing about Philly. Okay, you look at their overall numbers this year, it's been a little bit of a slow start, but they've been dealing with injuries to key players like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith on offense. And then on defense, they're learning a brand new defensive system coached by Vic Fangio, which history would indicate that, his defenses tend to play better as the season goes on. So I think Philly is going to be a very dangerous team towards the end of the season. The fact that you're going on the road makes it even more difficult. Could the Steelers win this game? Absolutely. I think the Steelers are going to be in just about every game they play this year, but give me the Eagles to win a close one on the road. Or at home, I guess, if we're talking about Philly. Week 16 against the Ravens. Give me the sweep over Deontay Johnson and the Ratbirds, man. Like I said, this team eats or takes the Ravens' lunch money every year. They swept them last year. I think the Steelers team is even better this year. I think they're going to do a good enough job stopping Derrick Henry. I think they always do a good job against Lamar Jackson. Give me the Steelers to sweep the Ratbirds this year here in 2024. Then in Week 17, I do think the Steelers are going to be in this football game, but I'm going to give it to the Chiefs, okay? Because I think Pacheco should be back by this point in time. When we play them on Christmas. The Steelers will be home, so they do have that home field advantage. I think this Steelers team is built to win kind of late in the season. If there's snow on the ground, if it's a weather game, I do think Najee Harris in the run game for Pittsburgh plus the great run defense for the Steelers definitely helps out the Steelers' chances to win this game. Could go either way, but the Chiefs are going to be a tough one, so I'll chalk this one up to a loss. Now make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon if you think the Pittsburgh Steelers win the AFC North this year. I certainly think there's a good chance that the Steelers could pull that off. And then in Week 18, I think that to get to 11 wins here, they end up beating the Cincinnati Bengals at home to finish up their 2024 regular season to get them to a final record projection here of 11-6. Now, like we talked about, I think that there's winnable games on that schedule that I'm chalking up as losses. I think you can beat Philadelphia. I think you can beat Kansas City. Okay, I think that the record could even get up to 13 wins this year for the Pittsburgh Steelers if they play well enough down the stretch. And I don't think that that's completely out of the question with the way I think this team is built to win games late in the season when, the snow is on the ground and it's windy and it's cold outside. I think the Steelers' combination of great run game and then also great defense is really a great formula to win, especially in the AFC North. At home at Acrisure Stadium late in the year, and then also in the postseason. 11 wins would almost certainly get you into the postseason this year, and I'm hoping that the Pittsburgh Steelers can win the division and then also bring a playoff win to Pittsburgh for the first time since the 2016 season. So it's your turn. Let me know down there in the comments section. Predict the Steelers' final record this year. I got 11-6, and honestly, that's a little bit conservative. I think they could get to 12 or 13 if they really turn it on and they really have a great rest of their season. So make sure you predict the Steelers' final record down there in the comments section. Chalk me up to 11-6. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really do appreciate each and every person that makes it to the end of these videos. Really does help us out here at Steelers Talk. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button for more in-depth, informative Steelers coverage every single day. And until next time, here we go, Steelers.